You can make $90,000 a year and still feel completely broke. And somebody else can make the exact same $90,000 and feel untouchable. Same paycheck. Same tax bracket. Same grocery store. So what actually separates them? It comes down to one number almost nobody talks about out loud. Meet Marcus and David. Same job, same company, same salary, hired the exact same year. Every morning they grab the same gas station coffee on their commute in. On paper, an outsider looking at their paychecks would assume their lives are identical. They aren't. Not even close. And the gap between them has nothing to do with how much they earn. It has everything to do with what they've quietly done with it. There are 3 levels most people pass through with money, and each one changes how life actually feels, not how it looks on Instagram, but how it feels when you're the only one in the room. The first level is survival. This is where Marcus has lived for years without realizing it. His paycheck hits the account, and within days it's gone: rent, car payment, minimum payments on a couple of cards, and whatever's left disappears into small, forgettable purchases. He's not reckless. He's not lazy. He just never built a gap between what comes in and what goes out. At this level, every single financial decision is made from a place of tension. A $400 car repair isn't an inconvenience, it's a crisis. A slow month at work isn't a minor stress, it's panic. Marcus isn't behind because he doesn't work hard. He's behind because his entire financial life has zero cushion, and zero cushion means every decision gets made from fear instead of choice. David, meanwhile, quietly crossed into the second level a couple of years ago without any dramatic moment marking it. He didn't win the lottery. He didn't get some huge raise. He just did one boring thing consistently: he paid himself first, automatically, before he ever saw the money to spend it. Over time, that turned into an emergency fund, then some consistent investing, until one day the math flipped. His investments and savings were quietly generating more security than his paycheck ever gave him credit for. This is the comfortable level, and here's what almost nobody tells you about it: it's not about being rich. David still drives an ordinary car. He still gets the same gas station coffee as Marcus every morning. Nothing about his lifestyle screams success. But internally, everything is different. A $400 repair is now just a Tuesday. A slow month at work is annoying, not terrifying. He negotiates differently because he's not desperate. He says no to things that don't matter because he's not scared of missing out. And this is where something strange starts happening that has nothing to do with money and everything to do with human psychology. People start treating David differently. Not because he's flashier, he isn't. It's because security changes how someone carries themselves. His voice is calmer in meetings. His decisions come faster because he's not constantly running financial anxiety in the background of every choice. People unconsciously read that calm as competence, and competence earns trust, even when nothing about the actual conversation changed. Marcus notices it too, even if he can't quite name what's different. David just seems more solid somehow. More sure of himself. And the frustrating part is, from the outside, their lives still look almost identical: same job title, same neighborhood, same coffee. The difference is completely invisible unless you know exactly where to look. Now here's the part most people never even get close to, because it isn't really about a bank account anymore. It's the third level, where money stops solving problems and starts creating leverage. This is further down the road for both of them, but it's worth understanding because it explains where this whole journey is actually headed. At this stage, the question is never, can I afford this? The question becomes, is this worth my time? Someone at this level isn't checking price tags, they're evaluating opportunity cost, because their money has been quietly working long enough that it now produces more than their job ever did. Investments generating income while they sleep. Assets appreciating in the background while they focus on something else entirely. The relationship completely flips instead of trading. Hours for dollars, their dollars are now buying back their hours. And here's the part that stings a little. This level isn't reserved for geniuses or people with some rare talent Marcus and David don't have. It's just the result of the second level, sustained for long enough, without giving in to the temptation to spend the gap away the moment it appears. That's the entire secret. There's no trick. There's no shortcut. It's just consistency, applied for long enough that the numbers start doing the heavy lifting on their own. So why does Marcus stay stuck at level 1 for years while David quietly moves through level 2? It's almost never about income. It's about one habit: the gap. The distance between what comes in and what goes out, protected on purpose, every single month, before anything else gets a chance to spend it. Marcus waits to see what's left over at the end of the month to save, and there's almost never anything left. David flips the order: save first, spend what remains, and that single reversed sequence is the entire difference between two people with the exact same paycheck living two completely different financial realities. Here's the uncomfortable truth underneath all of this: money doesn't change who you are. It reveals who you already were, just with fewer obstacles in the way. If you were disciplined with little, you'll likely be disciplined with more. If you are anxious and reactive with little, more income alone won't fix that. It usually just raises the size of the mistakes. So the next time you see two people with the same job, the same paycheck, even the same coffee order every morning, remember that none of that tells you anything about where they actually stand. The real difference is invisible. It's sitting quietly in an account nobody else can see, built one small decision at a time. Long before anyone around them ever notices the gap.